How do you respond to somebody like Governor Palin, who was critical of the budget when you released it this week? And she said the budget is not proposing reining in wasteful government overspending today. Instead of speculating years out of some future Congress and White House may possibly, hopefully, who knows, take responsibility for today's budgetary selfishness and short-sightedness to do so. This is the definition of insanity.
Yeah, I think it's just a misunderstanding. Sarah wrote a great editorial endorsing one of my budgets a few years ago. This budget cuts even more. This budget balances even faster than the one she was excited to endorse a few years ago. So I think maybe there's just a misunderstanding. I'm a fan of Sarah Palin's. I think she probably just didn't get all the information.
He was adamant that if he had a chance to explain his budget to you, you had supported a previous budget of his, that he would convince you this is going to balance the budget 10 years, it's going to reform Medicaid, Medicare, it's going to get rid of, all sorts of spending, green energy slush funds and corporate welfare and workfare
But bless his heart, he probably has more faith in politicians than I do, because I've been in this political arena on the local, state, and now national level for a long time. And I don't trust future legislative bodies to adhere to today's legislative body, wishing that 10 years from now they'll cut some budget. What Paul Ryan's budget does is ultimately it increases spending over 10 years, $1.116 trillion. That's trillion with a T, and that stands for trouble for our nation, because it still is involving deficit spending, increasing debt, and we can't afford that, because as I say, future congressmen and women don't have to obey what today's congressmen and women wish for in terms of budget cuts that may happen in 10 years.
No,
they're not obligated.
I wish we'd freeze spending.
And that's why I don't have that faith in politicians today.
I wish we'd freeze spending, cut 1 penny out of every dollar for 6 years, budget balanced, penny plan.
Yeah. Yeah, that, and we also need a balanced budget amendment. We need to elect those future officials who will support a budget that would be balanced. I mean, that's common sense. We do that on the state level. Let's do it on the national level.